I want to create an acrylic pour that looks like abalone, which is what this is, or opal, which is what this is. And luckily, my mom and my sister have impeccable taste. So they have some amazing jewelry for me to look at as a reference. I really like how this one kind of looks. As a reference. So we're going to try and create an acrylic pour that looks like this opal and abalone. All right, so the last couple of weeks I have been inspired by Sarah Max, an old set of videos she did where she did some opalescent type pours. Loved how they looked. So I want to do the same type of thing with these colors here. What I'm going to do is a flip cup on all of these. And the colors I'm using are Pearl Cactus Green from Arteza, Pearl Turquoise from Arteza, Pearl Golden Hour from Arteza, Pearl Rose from Arteza. All of these have half paint, half iridescent medium from Essentials, and then I have the silver from Liquitex Basics. These are 1 part paint to 1 part medium to 5 parts floetrol and then a little bit of water. I wanted it to be a little bit more transparent. So that's why I went 4 or 5 parts per. And another thing that I want to do is I want to get some the phantom effect that I've gotten before by layering a little bit of white in between my layers. And what will happen is because this white is also, oh man, I spilled white all over my painting. Because this white is more opaque, but I also used a little bit less paint to pouring medium, so it's going to be a little bit more transparent, so hopefully I can get a nice, beautiful look there. And again, I don't want these colors to really take over. I want them to be subtle, but to be able to shift the color all over the place. So the other thing that you'll notice here is I have 3 different canvas colors. I have one white with nothing really in it. I have one black, which I've used the just cheap black acrylic from Craftsmart. And then I have a one that I painted with my Krylon spray paint that I used in my spray paint and pouring series, which I'll link in the description above. So we're just going to keep doing this. All of these are 10 by 10s. So that's 100 square inches on top, 20 square inches on the side. Divide that by 25. That means they need about 5 ounces of paint apiece. We're going to stretch it really good, again, because I want this to be really thin and hopefully for the base color to really come out. What did we do here? Let's do a little silver. Just kind of making this up as I go. So I'm really testing multiple things out. I'm testing whether I can get some pretty pearlescent, opalescent, abalone type colors. I'm testing if I can see this base color out or through the rest of the colors. And I'm testing how having a little bit more transparent paints is going to look here. Usually I have about the same amount of each of these. This time I'm going to put a little bit of white in between. And I love doing tests like this. Normally I would only change one thing that I'm doing because it's easier to tell where I went wrong if only one thing changes. But I haven't painted in a while, and got a little bit of inspiration, so got to go with it. So far I love how the color is looking. And one thing I will note, you will not be able to see the silver or the black through the paints until this really dries. That's what I'm expecting, just because even with very transparent paints, they have a lot of color until they really start drying. The white, if I didn't mention it before, is Amsterdam. All right. I like to do my flip cups this way just so I don't lose everything. Normally with a flip cup, I'd try to get a cup that was more precise to how much paint I needed, but I wanted y'all to be able to see this. So the transparent cups win here. Move this over here a little bit. Yeah, I can already tell that those white layers are going to help me out here. There we go. You probably see that a little bit better now. See all the stripes that the white makes? That's really exactly what I was looking for. And this is a test again, so I'm not, normally I'd go a little bit slower. Oh, man. I can see the layers of paint because of the white that I put. Was exactly what I wanted to see. Man, I really like that. Now with this one, you can kind of see all the cells and things there. I really like that too. So we're going to try not to dump all of that over the edge. All right. Got to change how these are because I want you to show you something. So you see right here, as I'm moving this, you can actually see the layers moving independently over top of each other, which is actually a really cool look. Lose all that gold, but I do want it to get over the edge. Super thin, exactly what I wanted. Let's bring this back. Oh man, look at how cool that one looks. I really like how this one is turning out. Maybe I should have let it sit for a little bit longer. And keep some of that gold here. All right, so let's come back and see how they are when it's dried. So we are back, and the first thing you notice is I can't really tell. I have the black here, the silver here, and the white here. I can't really tell that there's a color underneath. I don't think I went diluted enough to make that really stand out. However, if you compare the sides, you can absolutely see the difference. So that's the black and the white, and here's the black and the silver. So I think if I diluted them a little bit more, I would be able to see that color. And the expectation is you really get a pop of color when you can see the black behind. It makes the color stand out a little bit more. The silver kind of made it shine more, but the color didn't stand out. It kind of was muted. So that's one interesting thing about that. However, I love the results we got here. I love the layers. I love the shine that that gives. And all of them turned out just amazing. I think the silver one here is my favorite. You can see how much metallic happens when I really get the light to shine off of that. I love how that looks. So was this a success? Well, I may not have done what I thought I was doing, but I got some really amazing art. The last thing I did is this one actually has a varnish on it, just so you can kind of compare the two. So this one has an even sheen across everything when you're just looking at it, but then you also see the even more, the areas where there's even more, you can kind of see them shining differently. See how it has a sheen across everything? But you can also see the additional sheen, the green here, the gold here, from the metallics underneath. So I'm definitely going to be varnishing all those, and I'll probably either give these away or sell them as a triptych. But I really love how this happened. I'm going to have to do some more tests with some paint that's a little bit more diluted and see if we can't get not necessarily a better result, but a result more similar to what I was expecting. But again, just pulling this out here, you can look how kind of that looks, and you can see the colors in the background. I think I did a pretty good job of replicating some of these opals that I got from my mom and my wife to test with. Now, if you want to incorporate, for example, spray paint in your painting, this is the video you want to look at next.